to Gov News. Today we have exclusive footage of our candidate's first debate. The topics covered included immigration, environment, education, and the economy. The debate was full of facts.
As of 2 years ago, there were 8 million illegal immigrants working in this country.
Solar, wind, geothermal, before we can make that transition.
I mean, currently there's 11 million people living illegally in the United States.
Tension. And laughter. But it was certainly a great time.
We also had a great time while we were debating each other.
Let's start off with candidate John Mirga's stance on immigration.
The Stars and Stripes Party is against illegal immigration. We want our border to be controlled, and we want our border to be very secure, not only for terrorism, but due to the drug trafficking that has been recently occurring around the border. Only last week, Arizona Border Patrol agent Brian Terry was killed on the Arizona border from drug dealers that were trying to cross the border illegally. We believe that to stop illegal immigration, we need to secure our borders and make legal immigration easier.
Seems like John Mirga has some specific plans for immigration reform.
Well, let's see what his opponent John Myers had to say about this topic.
The visa and the green card process is currently absolutely ridiculous. It takes on average for an illegal immigrant who is applying for a green card anywhere from 6 to 9 months, all the way up to 3 years for their process to be complete and they just get a decision. This depends on, of course, who petitions the State Department for their green card. However, during these 6 months to 3 years, these illegal immigrants create lives in the United States which they do not want to leave if their application is rejected. Therefore, I propose we need to take out some of the bureaucracy in this process to make it quicker and more efficient.
Wow, seemed like the debate got off to a good start.
All the candidates have some firm stances on the issue.
Moving on to the next topic, the environment. Chris Cusano and John Mirga had an interesting back and forth commentary on the issue of cap and trade versus acid rain.
The acid rain program, which was introduced into America in 1990, has reduced sulfur dioxide emissions faster and at a lot lower cost than they expected. In 2002, power plants were 9% lower than in 2000 and 41% lower than 1980. Cap and trade is going to be doing the same thing except with greenhouse gases. I don't see how there hasn't been a significant amount of cut emissions.
Well, greenhouse gases and acid rain are two entirely different things. You can have acid and chemicals coming out, but greenhouse gases come out of practically everything, carb tailpipes, and it's very broad saying greenhouse gases and acid rain. There's one specific thing you can find in acid rain.
Okay. But you just said with offshore drilling how if we have the science capabilities to get to the moon and do all of that stuff, I don't understand how that knowledge and that information isn't applicable to the same to cap and trade.
Yes.
Well, one day we're going to have that technology. We'll be able to hopefully reduce greenhouse gases, but as of right now we don't. And to tax businesses and say that, for instance, if it's a smaller company that doesn't have the scientific research funds to be able to come up with their own way to reduce greenhouse gases, then they would just be hurt because they're going to have to end up paying for it and the consumers are going to have to pay more for it. So until we actually have that science as a wide known body of knowledge that everybody can use, it's just going to hurt the businesses and the consumers.
Debate's gotten a little heated, it seems.
And we have even more in store. Next was the topic of education.
Have a $10,000, called it honor roll grant. It is for private, non-profit universities only. And I mean, it's supposed to be easy to achieve. We're just really trying to make it a little bit cheaper for kids to attend college. How? Earmarks. We're going to cut earmarks. They cost $15.9 billion, which is a $300 million increase from last year, and that was for 2010. And then other funds that alumni would donate to is also another great way to achieve the money necessary. How would you define honor roll overall? I think you just stick to...
Since every school has a different grading system.
Yeah.
Whatnot.
I would just go 10-point scale, 80 or above, everything.
Got it.
I said private universities, so you take out state universities.
Okay.
Oh, it's actually
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that one.
Okay, and non-profit universities, and 10% of America's students are currently enrolled in non-profit universities such as Strayer University.
So you're only giving tax credits to kids who go to
private, non-profit universities.
Because
Private.
look at it, how much a percentage, do you know the percentage of actual universities in the United States that are such type of universities?
I would.
Could you give me an
I
example
would
of
say
private, non-profit?
private.
I've never heard of them.
Yeah.
Chris Crisano's honor roll system was slightly confusing for the rest of the audience and even the candidates.
Lastly, here are some clips on a very hot topic during the campaign, the economy.
First, as we would follow the policies set down in Prop 19 by California, who just tried to legalize marijuana, it would be handled like alcohol. You would need to be 21 to purchase it or use it. And policies, there would be an agency created to regulate the sale of marijuana and the growth and manufacturing, which would make it a lot safer because, as marijuana users today know, they need to worry about what is maybe laced in with their drug. I believe it is the person's choice to smoke. They know it causes harm to their body. It's America, as Crisano's poster suggests. McDonald's, you could argue the same thing. McDonald's, in one way, is a poison. It does cause heart disease and obesity, and that causes a strain on the healthcare system as well.
John David Myers had a nice rebuttal concerning the support of marijuana.
Even got in a few laughs. In other news, Lindsay Lohan was recently released from rehab for drug and alcohol abuse.
I wonder when Chris Parsons will get out. And now for our quote of the week. Under the topic of immigration, Chris Crisano mentioned an illegal immigrant prison, a statement that sparked a lot of controversy during the debate.
I think we should have an illegal immigration prison, like all of them, like all of them.
Well, that's about all we had for this week. Thanks for tuning in, Garnet Valley, and stay classy.